Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about my trailer that I got for my ATV and my son's ATV. I picked this up off of Facebook for about, I think it was just under $300, and then I ended up putting money into it. So my $300 trailer is now more of an $800 to $1,000 trailer. And so what I did is that I grinded down all the old paint that was on here. Now this needs to be repainted again, but what I had done is grinded this down, and I had a really nice just blue coat over here. I got to repaint that. This year what I did is that I actually put this new wood down here. So new 4x8s? Yeah, 4x8s, because it's an 8x8 trailer, which fits the two quads very nice. And then on there I also have these Rhino chocks with E-track to tie down the quads. Now I've ran this with old wood previously, and now I have this new wood. I actually put new paint on it, and this is actually a patio and deck paint that, I don't know if you can tell, but if you can see, it's gritty, which is actually really nice. So it gives it additional traction when you're coming off the trails and you're all muddy and wet. The wheels slip a little bit. You can see even on here they still slipped a little bit, so I have been using this already. I wanted to give a little bit of an overview on this because this is a 8x8 Magneta trailer. It's a steel trailer. It's not one of the newer aluminum trailers. The aluminums are probably better, but you're paying more for them. So I was able to get this cheap, and it works really great. So it is a tilt trailer, which is nice. So I actually don't need my ramps anymore. So what we do here, I'll just take this out. This out. Sorry if this isn't focusing properly. And then this flips up. Now with that flipped up, I just drive both quads on. Now the issue that a lot of people said I was going to have, and why they said, oh, get this other trailer, is that when you drive the quads on, they thought that when I drove up to the top, because you want to get the weight in the front, you want to get the weight on the tongue. When I put the weight up there, they thought that this was going to fall forward and it was going to be hard to load the second quad. However, it's not. It goes up there. It stays just like this. I load the second one. Doesn't matter if I load the heavier one or the smaller one. So I got the Polaris Sportsman 570. I got the Polaris Fenix 200. Either one I load, it'll actually stay in this position as long as I'm not on a hill, obviously. But it'll stay in this position, and then I can actually somewhat easily just push down on the front with the weight. I just push down here and do it now. See, there's some weight to it. And the quads go. So I'll actually load the quads on there so you can see it. But what I'm doing today is that I have one more thing, is that these chocks work great. And if you've never used them, so you put the front tires in there, and then you have the E-tracks that pop in here, and these straps go across the tire, and they hold just the front tires down. Now, I was always wondering, because they sell these kit basically for 2 tires, and to be honest, you can't run just 2 tires here. You still need to tie the back down. So what I would do is that, because the steering doesn't lock, the back end can actually shift back and forth. So what you need to do is that you need to tie it down. So what I would do is I'd put the 2 quads on, and in between them right here, I'd actually pull the one this way and the other one that way, and I'd put them onto either here, or I used to have D-rings on the old wood here, and then they'd kind of pull together so they wouldn't fall off the sides. So what I'm going to do today is I actually got another one of these Rhino Chock kits. So a little bit more expensive, spending some money, but it makes it really easy to tie down. It makes it really safe. It's also good to prevent issues with the suspension, so you're not pulling the suspension down to hold the quad for long periods of time. So we'll open this up in a minute and I'll show you what's inside here. Alright guys, so this makes it pretty easy now. Once we're on here, you just saw me load it. A little bit close to the edge, but I mean, you can kind of move it around a little bit, but it's good. So you want the So you want this part with this in the front to make it easy to crank down. And basically you have this little clip here if you haven't used E-Track before. Sorry, hopefully you can see that. Put that in here. And then go like that. And that's it. And you bring it over. And do the same thing on the back side. We pull up that little clip. Pop it in. There you go. And you can make it tighter over here if you want, however you want to do it. Alright. Then you get it right over the wheel perfectly. Pull that up. And just crank it down. So you're cranked down on the wheel, there's no pressure on the suspension, which saves the suspension. You're not compressing it for long periods of time when it shouldn't be. And basically what we're going to do is that we're going to do the same for the back. So we're going to put a chock here and here so we can put the straps down. Now what I was saying is that because this steering column doesn't lock, when you're bouncing around, the back end can move around. So if you leave just the two tires down, your back end, well at least mine, can actually come off. So if you have sides and everything on here, maybe you're okay with it pressed against the side and you don't need the other ones. But if you have an open trailer like this, then this could actually shift over to the left and come off the side of the trailer. So what I'll do is that I'll do it for those two tires. So what I was doing is that I was using this or wherever I need to on the back and kind of tying it down here and pulling the two quads together. I guess it gets harder when you only have one on here though. So what I'll do is that I'll do the back wheels for both quads and I'll make it super easy to tie it down. All right, so let's get this open. Again, this is the Rhino USA Chock kit. I believe it says for UTV, but you can use it for ATV. So these things are great. Let's get this cut open if I can with one hand. And I'll show you what's inside, and then I'll show you what's already on there because it's the same thing. Basically, what you get in here is that you get the nice straps. So these are really high quality. I think Rhino USA does an amazing job with these. They're made in the USA. It's a family company. Definitely check these guys out. So you're going to get 4 for the 4 different tires. They feel a little wet for some reason. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's oil or what. Kind of interesting. Also going from super cold in my basement and then my garage to outside. So you get heavy duty Velcro also. So for the extra strap, you can close that out. You get all the bolts that you need to bolt this thing down onto whatever surface you're using. They're extremely long, so you can do some really thick wood that you're putting these into, and then here they are. So yeah, you can see some condensation on here. I'm guessing it's because it's so hot out today, and these were actually stored in my garage, in my basement for a little bit, and then in my garage. So I'm guessing that the temperature change is causing the condensation on them. All right, and then you get your warranty, you get a sticker pack, and you get some really nice bags. So these bags are great for storing your cables, and I'll actually show you. So I keep these in my RAM boxes because I have the front ones also. So a little bit of different bags last time. So these were the previous bags, Rhino USA. These were nice, decent material. I actually like these new ones better. I like the material on these better. This is more of a fabric-y, and this seems just a little bit more sturdy. I'm not sure, I mean, we'll find out, but these are nice, but I guess I'm just used to them. These are even nicer. Oh, this is actually a nice touch too. This is actually rubber on the side. Nice touch, Rhino USA. I like that. Don't have that on this one. But yeah, so these are where all your cables are stored, and I can actually store some extra cables. I also bought these from them. So with this, what we'll do is that I'll end up taking the quad on here, and you can see how these are. There's 2, 4, 6 bolts per. You do not want to drive over this without the bolts in, because this will bend. With the bolts, it keeps it more sturdy. So I've seen somebody saying that they drove over it and it bent, and that's because without these bolts, yes, with a heavy quad driving over them, they will. However, with the bolts in, it holds them in place. So, and then underneath, you can see where I'm at. You just bolt it down, nice and easy. And that's basically it. So all you need to do is measure out your placement. So what I'll do is I'll actually drive the quad on, get the tires in the place that they need to be in. I'll kind of look to see where this should be. Then I'll measure out to make sure it's the same distance from the edge as these. I'll put it at a standard distance here. Basically, you mark out your different holes. We'll drill through and bolt it in, and we'll do that for all 8 of them. And that's it. So now we'll have straps that go around the tires for the front and for the back. But yeah guys, so this trailer being 8x8 is perfect because it fits the Polaris Sportsman 570. It could fit another Polaris 570 or 850. You know, this is a full-size quad. You can basically fit both of them because it's 8 feet wide and 8 feet long. So I only have the Polaris 200 on here, so there's a little bit of extra space on this side. However, you could fit 2 fulls on here if you need to. This works out perfect for my son and I. Like I said, and like you saw, you can load really easy. Basically, the quad was on there. You saw I had to push it down. I barely had to push it down to get it down. And then I could just drive the second quad on there and basically push it down again there. So I might do a fun project after this one. What I'm gonna do is put the wheel chocks on. Maybe I'll show you a picture or something after. It's really no different than that. So it doesn't need to be in the video of how you do it. You just put the 6 bolts in each one after you line it up, right? Pretty simple. What I might do is that I'm thinking about actually taking the wheels, doing something kind of cool with them. We'll see. Maybe we'll do some kind of cool color or something. Maybe we'll plastic dip them just because we can. All right, guys.